I am a fan of the board game formerly known as Star Wars Duels. This game is called Unmatched. But here's the thing. In the grand calculus of the multiverse, Unmatched hasn't even been around longer than Bluey. It's practically the newest thing that's ever come around. So that means in my life, there are things that were before Unmatched that rival how much I love it, such as peanut butter, a free tractor ride at Young's Dairy Farm, and of course, the thing that existed before probably all of those things. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I wouldn't say I know everything about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I would call myself a diehard casual, which means I've seen a lot of the movies, I've played a lot of the games, and of course, I have a Michelangelo sticker on my wallet. I can't exactly tell you why TMNT is probably the perfect IP for this game, but for some reason, when I think about it, I think it makes more sense to Marvel and even Star Wars, which is why this game exists. The original Unmatched Adventures was the best bang for your buck. It had the most amount of content, and it also had something for everyone. Where I feel like Slings and Arrows is the best set for someone who's a tryhard, a sweat lord, and a total dweebus like myself. This set is now up there with the best of the Unmatched sets. Not only does it have the most amount of content you can possibly get from one box, but it also has simple characters, it has complex characters, and you can play by yourself, you can play 1v1, you can play 2v2, you can play free-for-all, 5-player. This box gives you 2 villains, it gives you a bunch of minions, it gives you allies this time, and for the first time ever, we have the ability to get an expansion to play as both villains in either 1v1, 2v2, any mode that you want officially. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I took a break from Unmatched for a while. I skipped doing the reviews for Witcher, and I skipped doing the review for Battle of Legends 3. And by the way, Battle of Legends 3 looks amazing. I still haven't even tried it, but like how the characters work looks really interesting, and the art is beautiful. The reason I took a break wasn't because the game was not fun. Matter of fact, it's because I love the game so much that I wanted to stop playing. Because I like to play over the board almost exclusively these days. Paying $60 a year for Vorpal is insane to me. I paid $30 for Street Fighter 6, and that's like a full real game. Well, then you might say, well, use Tabletop Simulator. It's fine to play, but it's awful to spectate. And part of me being a fan of competitive is spectating some of the best players in the world. Restoration doesn't have anything to do with Tabletop Simulator or Vorpal, but this is currently our best way to play online. I actually already bought the set. I pre-ordered it because I wasn't really expecting to do a review because I thought I was kind of done. I was talking to the wonderful people of the community, my friends that I've developed over the years, and I got really inspired. I really wanted to make content for this game again. And, you know, selfishly, I kind of wanted to get the box early. I looked at the box. I was so happy to see it. I called my buddies and I was like, dude, guess what? I got early. And, you know, they were like, no way. How's it look? And I said, come on, it's Unmatched, dude. You know, this is going to be, it's going to be peak, man. Because that's what this game is. It's the peak board game for me, other than Thunder Road, of course. You could say there's a lot on the line for Unmatched Digital Edition Part 2. Because I want to come back. I want to play. You know, I don't know if I'm going to be playing like every day for like 5 hours like I was like, you know, last year and a couple years ago. But I do want to play more. And I think if we had a solid game with a good UI, you know, and good online, something we can stream that would make tournaments more exciting, kind of like Hearthstone or something, I would definitely be at least more interested to play online. But it's not just me, is it? It's that we see some of the best creators to ever do it come back, and they seem a lot more lively about the game more than ever. And that just speaks to the quality of this box and Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali, by the way. And here's the kicker. This is what Restoration Games should be most proud of. If someone were to ask me, hey, Kike, what is the best experience or content of TMNT outside of the movies and the comics, I would probably say, other than TMNT Shredder's Revenge, it's a peak video game, I would say this is the best it's ever going to get for a TMNT board game, straight up, without actually just putting a mask on and putting green slime on yourself. And if you're just a general TMNT fan, maybe even a super fan watching this that's never played Unmatched before, just know you don't have to get any of the other sets for this set to work. Everything just works in box. If you want to get the expansion to play as Shredder and Krang, of course you do, because you're a super fan. It does cost extra to get Shredder and Krang, so that's its own expansion. But if you don't have the money right now, I do believe they're going to be having those available at least for a while, so you can hold off if you need to. But if you want to, jump on it now, I think those characters are two of my favorites from the set. A quick summary of each character is Leonardo is kind of the most basic character, a good starter character. Probably will get boring eventually in 1v1. It gets more interesting the more characters that are in play because he can move people around, so that's really exciting. I need more games with Raph, but right now he seems to be pretty aggressive, pretty tanky. He's got Casey Jones with him. Everybody loves Casey Jones. And I think with him, he's probably the second most simple out of the characters you can get. But I don't think he's nearly as simple as Leonardo, so that just goes to show it gets more interesting as soon as you get past Leo. Donatello, I will say, is probably going to be the most interesting for those competitive players, people who want to keep up with the meta. I think he will be the strongest, or at least one of the strongest characters in this set. He is very brainy because, of course, he's brainy. So there's a little bit of setup, but there's also a lot of stuff he can do just right away that'll devastate you. So if you're somebody who's very competitive and want to do something on the tech side, like we'll probably discover new things about Donatello throughout the game, like interesting combination of cards or matchups that have interesting variations. So yeah, I would look out for him if you're somebody who wants to play this game. Michelangelo is exactly what your hopes and dreams are for a character like him. He's very fun. He goes all out. He has cards with pizza on them, and he has April O'Neil as a sidekick. And honestly, I think he's gonna have his matchups. Shredder seems very complex, but he also feels like a boss character. Even though you're, playing as him, like I feel like when I fought against him, it was very intimidating. If I didn't slow down on Unmatched, assuredly, early on Maneuver Man would have made a 32-minute video about Krang. Like, I would have gone deep video essay mode, documentary style, breaking down exactly why we needed a character like Krang. He is the anti-sweat character. He's all RNG, so you guys have to hit the lab, practice your dice rolls, and he's going to own the meta. He's going to be the new Electra. I've completely dedicated my life to Krang Gang. I hope he wins every tournament. I really hope to see the world of Unmatched grow further and further. It's hard to imagine it getting any bigger because we've had some of the best IPs and some of the coolest sets already come out, but hey, they keep doing it over and over again. And also there is the best community in any board gaming community there ever was. All my friends that I've made along the way are truly the biggest inspiration for me to make these reviews. It's been lovely to talk to them again. They're so excited to play, but they're also excited to, catch up while we're playing. It's not just about the game. And that's a really important thing to keep things going. Thank you, Restoration Games, for sending me this box. And thank you to all my friends in the Unmatched community and the people who watch these videos for inspiring me to make another video. I really appreciate you guys hanging around. And yeah, maybe we'll see you for another one.